We've come to Section 62, Fixed Electric Heating Systems. Let's see what the changes are for 2015. The scope in Section 22 has been changed to include other heating equipment. Numerous rules have been edited. Rules and sub-rules have also been renumbered. GFCI protection has been consolidated into its own sub-rule. The scope in Section 62 has been revised to include other heating equipment previously found in Section 26. Space heating is still located in Section 26. This combines heating equipment all under a common code section. Several changes have been made to the general rules of Section 62. Rules of a general nature that were scattered throughout the section in 2012 have now been consolidated. 62-102 to 62-128 apply to all heating installations except where otherwise specified. Rule 62-102 is new and requires heating equipment to be assembled and installed as per the manufacturer's instructions and in accordance with the code. These terms are now defined in special terminology in Section 62 of the 2015 Canadian Electrical Code. Bare element water heater, a self-contained, factory-assembled water heater that heats water by direct contact with the uninsulated heating element wire. Dielectric heating, the generation of heat with an electrical insulating and semiconductor materials under the action of a high-frequency electric field. Heating cable, a parallel or series heating cable. Impedance heating, generating heat by applying a low AC voltage across an electrically conductive object. The resulting current directly heats the object. Induction heating is the process of heating a conductive object, usually metal, by electromagnetic induction. These definitions have either been relocated from other sections of the code, for example, bare element water heater, or are new definitions. Subrule 4 is new and describes the minimal acceptable length of a tap conductor required. Some heating devices generate enough internal heat to raise the temperature at their terminal connections above 60 degrees Celsius. The manufacturer is required to provide this information and list the minimum insulation rating of a conductor which may be used as a tap conductor between the terminal connections and the branch circuit conductors. Some rules have been deleted. Some subrules have been relocated as they fit better under the section for electric space heating systems than under the general section. Subrule 4 requires the ampacity of the non-heating leads of heating devices to be a minimum of 1/3 the ampere rating of overcurrent devices protecting the circuit, and a maximum of 7.5 meters in length. Subrule 5 recognizes that some heating devices can be supplied with custom leads. These leads must be fully rated to the circuit which supplies the heating device. When this is the case, there is no length restriction provided the leads and taps are suitable to be run in the installation environment in compliance with Rule 4-008. This subrule now aligns heating device sets with the existing allowances in Rules 14-100 and 14-104.
Rule 62-116 is new, but has been created from other rules and subrules from the 2012 edition of Section 62. Rule 62-116 has been placed in the general section of Section 62 and applies to all heating cable sets, heating panel sets, and fixed infrared radiant heaters, except as specified in subrules 2 and 3. Ground fault protection in Subrule 1 is required to protect the equipment, not to protect the users. Appendix B notes require ground fault protection to be as low as practical to allow startup and running of the heater without nuisance tripping. Class B GFCI protection provides ground fault protection in the range of 30 milliamps for protection of the equipment. Some industrial processes cannot be interrupted by a shutdown due to equipment failures or minor electrical faults. Where qualified maintenance staff is available to monitor and respond to ground fault conditions, ground fault detection may be used in place of ground fault protection. Ground fault protection is not required for extra low voltage heating cable and heating panel sets when supplied by an approved Class 1 transformer. The supply circuit must not be rated more than 150 volts to ground, and the Class 1 power circuit is intentionally not grounded. Rule 62118 was formerly 62116. Subrule 1 has not changed. Subrule 2 is new. This subrule applies to service or feeder conductors supplying only heating loads. The ampacity of the service or feeder conductors may be sized and based on the maximum connected heating load supplied at any one time. Some rules have been deleted and combined into the new Rule 62128. Some subrules have been relocated as they fit better under the general section than the section for electric space heating systems.
Subrule 1 requires the non-heating leads to be installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions. Subrule 2 requires field-installed wiring to the heating device to be installed using Section 12 wiring methods. Subrule 3 requires the non-heating leads to be installed in a raceway from the junction box, thermostat box to the floor. Subrule 4 permits the raceway required in Subrule 3 to stop no more than 50 millimeters from the floor, provided the non-heating leads are contained within a wooden base plate and protected from mechanical damage. It is acceptable to install a portion of the heating leads in a raceway leading to a junction box where connections are made to the non-heating leads. For example, where there are multiple heated areas controlled by one thermostat and a junction box is installed for splicing the heating leads. Rules 62-202 to 62-222 apply to fixed electric space heating systems for heating rooms and similar areas. Minimum clearances from electric space heating systems shall be as specified in Table 67. CSA has developed Table 67 as a reference to assist users of the code in ensuring minimum separations are maintained between heating systems and building structures, building systems and equipment found within the building occupancy. This is one of 5 illustrations provided in Appendix B to clarify the requirements of Table 67. The 300 series of Section 62 covers fixed surface heating systems for pipe heating, melting of snow or ice on roofs, concrete, asphalt surfaces, soil heating, and similar applications other than space heating. Requirements for skin effect trace heating systems have been added, including an Appendix B note and diagram. Section 62 amends the general requirements of the code. Item D and Item G of 62-314 both indicate general rules that do not apply skin effect trace heating. A skin effect heat tracing system uses ferromagnetic tubing with a specially designed conductor using the principles of eddy currents and the I²R to heat the ferromagnetic tube. The tube is attached to the pipe to be heat traced, which is then heated by direct contact. This is an engineered product, and each installation is designed by a professional engineer. Hot water tank heating has been added to the Other Heating Systems section at the end of Section 62. Hot water tank installations must comply with the requirements of Rule 62-114. That's all for Section 62. Thanks for watching.